Here we go. I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Happy day.
Happy day. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Drew's here. Right, bud? Say hi.
Cookie elephant.
Did you say cookie elephant? I didn't hear what you said. Was that cookie elephant?
Dad's show.
This is Dad's show. Very good,
Dad's
Drew.
show.
Dad's show. I love you. Hey, look, here it is. It's Dad's show. Yay. Scott Bork, what's up, man? Carl the Cat, good morning. Thomas Chapman, good morning. Hal Jubin, Dennis Johnson, Mark McCarter. Good morning. Amy Brown Crane, good morning. Kirk Taylor, what's up, everybody? I'm fired up for today. Alexander's, did you go there last night? Elmo. Did you see Elmo at Alexander's? Oh, Cheryl said, hi, two of my favorite men. That's you.
Cookie elephant.
Cookie elephant.
Oh.
Cookie aircraft?
Shoot.
What? Can you use your words? You want a hug? Collab hands. What? Use your words. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Use your words. Talk to Daddy. What? Do you want 5 finger? What? Use your words. Let me hold you.
Walk.
Walk. Okay, we'll go walk. All right. All right, everybody. Hope y'all had a good. Hope y'all had a really good Mardi Gras. For those of you who had the day off and celebrated whatever. Kirk Taylor, Dawn Lee, Jolibois, good morning, Shelby. Good morning, Peeps Ride podcast was fire. Yeah, if y'all missed it, thank you, Shelby. If y'all missed it, I mentioned yesterday on Morning Scone. Oh, by the way, I'm going to hit the share button now, so don't forget. If y'all would do the same, as I mention every day, sharing the post, immensely helpful to us. I know I've explained it before, but Facebook went to something called Facebook Zero. Their organic reach is 0. So meaning they don't just take posts and populate them on people's timelines anymore based on what they interact with, what they think they like. The only way you see something is if like you like someone's page or if someone who you're friends with shares the post. That's the only way you see it. So that's why shares are hugely helpful. So yesterday, Terrio and I, Riot Podcast, and I think I mentioned to y'all yesterday we're going to do this. We did a player-by-player breakdown of LSU. Of LSU's roster offensively. So I had Terrio go the 1 through 9, and then all the utility players that have gotten some playing time as well. And I was like, tell me what you like about their offensive game, their approach, their swing, all that stuff. And so it was fantastic. That was the whole podcast. And we, I took a snippet of him talking about Saul Garza and sort of repurposed it. So shared that clip on a lot of different platforms. Anyway, y'all should go listen. I mean, it's great. It was really good. It was a good conversation. If you love baseball, you'll enjoy it. As goofy as Terrio can be when he's talking baseball and hitting, he's pretty sharp. Dan Ducote, speaking of baseball, obviously they're back on the diamond tonight. They play Holy Cross at Alec Box Stadium. Mikhail Hilliard will start tonight. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then basketball is on the road at Florida. I think basketball's an underdog tonight at Florida. Let me see what that spread is. Might be like close to a pick'em. Yeah, it's pick'em. Sorry, pick'em. So even money for LSU in Florida tonight. Hey Drew, what are you doing? You got your blankie? And I'm just gonna drop it on the floor. And I'm gonna chirp. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Nadine Bro. Good morning, Nadine. Jeffrey Bone. What's up, bruh? Scott Bork. Let's see. Good morning, by the way. You will not be cold whilst snow skiing. Whilst snow skiing. And you should definitely do it. I was skeptical at first, too. Now I love it. Have a wonderful day. So, Scott, couple of things about that. So yesterday on the show, or maybe it was 2 days ago, we were talking about vacations, and I was like, I'm never on vacation where it's cold. I don't want to dress up, whatever. I have no doubt that when you start moving around and you're in your snow gear, that your body warms up, you got adrenaline pumping. Yeah, for sure. But I don't want to go on a vacation where I have to put on snow boots and snow pants and a snow jacket and hat and goggles and gloves. I don't want to do that. I have no desire to do any of that. And it's still cold. Once you like start moving and warming up, for sure. But like when you go outside at first, even when you're all dressed up, you still feel cold. I have no desire to do that at all. That's not a vacation for me. And I also have no desire to go do anything active on a vacation. So like if I get one vacation a year, it's not going to be to go snow skiing, ever. I'm not saying I'll never, ever go snow skiing, but that's just not going to be my vacation. Greg Lormond, good morning. Let's see. Mark, Blaine Allen, Nathan Roy need this win tonight. Which one? Both really do. Baseball needs to get some confidence. Basketball, get this win, and you're cruising toward winning the conference. You win because look, let's be real, y'all. I mean, Vanderbilt's wearing the collar in the league. They're 0-for. They haven't won a conference game yet. You're going to beat them on Saturday at the PMAC on Senior Day and the final home game with everything to play for. I don't even know if that game's going to be particularly close. Vandy stinks. But tonight will be interesting, man. Tough place to play. But I do like LSU. I like LSU a lot in this ball game tonight. I know Vegas has the odds at even money. Florida's desperate. They're trying to play their way into the tournament. They lost at home to Georgia the other day, so they'll be kind of even more desperate. But I love the ability to counterpunch. So LSU losing to Florida a couple weeks ago, you can go back and look at that tape. You know they'll say like it's hard to beat a team twice. It's true. Look at Arkansas. LSU won in Fayetteville, came back here and beat LSU in the rematch. I mean, it is tough to beat a team twice because you have the opportunity to counterpunch and look at the things that you did well or didn't do well the first time. And make those adjustments. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. This camera being all crooked is driving me crazy. I just got to have like a balance shot. Anyway. By the way, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 5 convenient locations. 33 board-certified and fellowship-trained physicians. All of the subspecialties. Elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, knee, shoulder, spine, musculoskeletal oncology, MRI, X-ray. They can do that in-house, the MRI and the X-ray. Sports medicine, regenerative medicine, pediatrics, as I mentioned, Drusey's, Dr. Brad Collada. After hours, they're open on weekends, so if you get playing some flag football on a Sunday and you bust up your knee, go see them. Trauma, PT, OT, and they've got durable medical equipment as well. All there, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. That was my best Vanna White. What do y'all think? Or maybe I should say Rachel Reynolds, Rachel DeLucci. A new car. Charlie Cavell, is Alec Box Stadium still standing, and does LSU still have a baseball program? Sources tell me that the box is still standing, and they will continue playing baseball at LSU. Sources. Sauces. Sean Pumphrey, good morning. Ben Koontz, Leroy Blanchard, Jody Moscona, what's up, Pops? Brian Wynn, what's up? Dan Dakota, tough matchup tonight, but this will be a huge win on the road. Win tonight could solidify team as a light top 10 team in the country. So, at this point, actually, at any point, I'm never really concerned about polls. Like, I don't care if LSU's in the top 10 or where they're ranked. I am more concerned with where they're going to be seated in the tournament, and that ranking has nothing to do with that. Like, the committee doesn't look at rankings. They look at your net ranking. They look at your quadrant 1, 2, 3 wins, good wins, bad losses. That's how they look at your resume. And the interesting thing to me, like really interesting, so I talked to Jerry Palm yesterday on AFR. For those that missed it, you should go back and listen to that as well. And, mommy car? What you doing, bud? Huh? What are you doing?
Cookie.
Cookie?
Cookie elephant.
Cookie elephant? My guess is that's something to do with Sesame Street. Like Cookie being Cookie Monster. Cookie, like, Cookie elephant, Cookie something. Cookie, it's got to be from Sesame Street, Cookie Monster. Anyway. So I don't care so much about LSU being ranked in the top 10. I just want LSU to be the highest seed possible. And something that Jerry Palm said yesterday is the committee does not consider at all if you won your conference. Like, conference championship doesn't matter at all. It's your resume as a whole. Who you beat, who you lost to, does not matter if you won your conference. So it's interesting. I didn't know that. So whether they win or lose the conference, irrelevant in the eyes of the committee. But still like to win it. And get 2 more wins, including a road, another quadrant one road win. Let's see. Irfan Sayad, good morning. Cheryl, Morrow and White are studs. Yeah, they had a great combine. Greedy did as well. I think all those guys made themselves a lot of money. Someone asked on Handoff Hester, I can't remember if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, if Foster would go in round 3 now. You have to have a good combine and all that. As Mike D tell you, I'll ask Mike D tomorrow, but as Mike D always says, it just takes one team to fall in love with you. It was you're not trying to win the presidency. You don't need half the you don't need so many electoral votes, but you just need one team to fall in love with you and take a chance. Remember, look, here's a great example. Okay, so Rick Leonard last year out of Florida State, project offensive lineman. Saints took him in the 4th round. Mike D didn't even have a write-up on Rick Leonard in his draft book. And, I remember watching the broadcast of the draft when the Saints picked him. I was like every one of the draft analysts on TV were like, yeah, I don't even remember if they had video of Rick Leonard when they took him. It was one of those types of deals. So anyway, you okay, bud? Hang on, You doing any adventure belly? Huh? I'm gonna give you a break. Let's see if we can give you a break. Yep, that was a big burp. That was a good one though. Start it up. Hang on. That was a good burp. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, so someone asked about Morrow being a 3rd round pick. Could he be sure? I just don't know that that's. He's certainly not going to be projected there. It's a tight end heavy draft, and you're talking about in the top 90 picks overall. Hard for me to imagine that. Could he squeeze into round 5? I think so. Let's see. Kirk Taylor, more interested to watch LSU hoops first time going undefeated on the road, first time since the 80s, or seeing how LSU baseball responds after the series against Texas should be today's poll question. Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, of greater consequence is the basketball game. There's no question. Holy Cross, let me make sure I got this right, but I think Holy Cross was 0 on the season, and they just won their first game this weekend. I think they're 1-10. Holy Cross is 1-10. So, let's not get it twisted, y'all. This is not a good team that LSU's playing like baseball. So baseball will be fine. Like now this weekend I'm super interested to see LSU against Cal, and you got Andrew Vaughn coming in, who's the reigning Golden Spikes winner. So LSU basketball playing at Florida, with the SEC championship on the line, and I mean that of course is of greater consequence, and I'm much more interested in that. So I think that's a relatively easy answer. But I am interested. I'll tell you one thing that I am interested in seeing tonight in the baseball game is Mikhail Hilliard. Again, he's facing a very bad baseball team in Holy Cross. Let's see. I'll give you. Hang on. Holy Cross is. How about this? Okay, they're 1-10. They beat Nichols the other night, so they got their first win Sunday. As a team, Holy Cross is batting 198. Their pitching staff has a combined ERA of 9.35. Like, this is going to be a pretty hideous baseball game tonight. But, again, like I say, the midweek game, whatever. But it's more about go out and let's see if Mikhail Hilliard, who's starting tonight, let's see how Mikhail looks. If he can pitch again pain-free, maybe go a little more than 2 innings if Paul wants to let him do that tonight. See if he can extend a bit, because Mikhail could be one of the guys that's fine for a rotation spot if you have guys that continue to struggle on the weekend. So that's what's interesting about tonight's game. Hey, bud. Todd Dupuis, Brian Myers, good morning. Good morning. Micah Richards, good morning. Hey, Drew. Excuse me, do we use our words? I think we use our words, please. Can we use our words, please? What? Okay. Let's see. So Scone just admitted midweek game is a matter of OMG. I don't think so. Just told you it didn't matter. Like to see Mikhail. It's always about what you can achieve in a midweek game. The result doesn't matter. It's all about what you can get done, what work you can get done, who can play, who can get some confidence, what pitchers can you see, can they command the zone. It's always about stuff you're trying to do in those games. Scott Bork, you won't be cold when you're sipping on bourbon. I'm not going to be sipping on bourbon while I'm skiing, though. And when I get back in the lodge, yeah, and I would do that. Like, I'd go just like, sit in the lodge and whatever. Let's see. Shelby, LSU comes out pissed off on the diamond and the hardwood. I think both games could get out of hand early. I disagree with you about basketball because Florida defensively is as good a team as there is in the league, and you're playing there, and they're desperate, and I just don't think... I think Florida's too good, and that's a bad matchup for LSU to think that gets out of hand. I think that is going to be a close game, but I just think LSU's going to win it. I think they'll make the plays down the stretch this time to win it, whereas they didn't the first go-round. And there's just enough of a sample size with LSU and their late-game scenarios to prove that they'll get that done. So you're sort of, it's not a stretch to bet on LSU to go win a road game and be able to make plays late to win it because they've done it all year. I don't think baseball gets out of hand for sure because Holy Cross stinks, but I just don't think basketball. I'd love to see basketball be a rout, but that's also just not the MO of this team, right? I mean, they don't really rout people. Everett email, good morning. Charlie, did you ever find out the answer to the question about the Al Brown court being submitted to the committee? I didn't. I never asked to see if it had been submitted before, but I know that's what it has to be. It's like the Hall of Fame committee votes and all that stuff, and there just has to be a submission. So I don't think I doubt anybody submitted it before. Let's see. But you know what? There's enough support now. Like you hear Dick Vitale, you hear a lot of broadcasters supporting Tim Brando, supporting that. I think there would be enough support and sort of galvanization to get that done. Let's see, Carl Dunn. Will this basketball scandal cost Will Wade his job? I don't think so, but I heard Clay Travis thinking it will. So first of all, Clay Travis is a professional poopster, who's also a Tennessee alum, who I'm certain would probably revel in any team in the SEC having a lack of success for whatever reason. So Clay's very good at what he does, but that's what he does, Carl. So ignore Clay. And as far as will this cost Will Wade his job, I'm not Karnak the Magnificent, so I have no idea. As of right now, no, because there's no evidence to suggest wrongdoing. Are there more tapes? Is there evidence that, there were impermissible benefits that could open an NCAA investigation? If that happens, then you could be in trouble. But until that happens, man, just relax. Enjoy watching this team play really well and compete for a championship. It's been a lot of fun. Again, shout out to Brock. They're tagged in this post. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you could like their page, that would be tremendously helpful. Thank you. Nick Torino, what's up, dude? Shelby. Foster reminds me of young Ben Watson. Equally capable pass catcher and blocker. Not great at either, but certainly adequate. It's an interesting comp. I don't remember Ben Watson coming out of Georgia. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, I obviously watched his professional career. He was really good in New England. We saw him in New Orleans and Baltimore back to New Orleans. But I just don't remember Ben Watson at Georgia. I wish I could give you a comp for an early career comp for Ben Watson. Now, Ben Watson now, for sure, I mean, it made a lot of sense. He's a good pass catcher, and the Saints would use him as a blocker. He was a pass catching tight end, but he could block as well. He wasn't Jimmy Graham, who was a liability, as a blocker, but was dynamic catching the ball. But it makes sense. I just candidly, I don't remember him at Georgia or coming out of Georgia. I remember him playing at Georgia. I just don't remember having any thoughts about him coming out. You know what I mean? Let's see. Cole Pierce, Josh Neal, good morning. Let's see. Morning, bud. Late start to the morning here. Happens. Happy belated Mardi Gras. Happy Ash Wednesday to everybody. Mark Peralt, good morning. Okay, Cole. If LSU and Tennessee both win their next two games and finish with the same record in the conference, does LSU get the 1 seed in the SEC tournament because of the head-to-head win over Tennessee? Yes. So LSU, if they win their next two, they are the 1 seed in the tournament, but LSU and Tennessee would share the SEC championship because the league does not break regular season championship ties with in basketball. So it's not like in football where you tie for the division, but only one gets to go to the championship game. And they don't crown a regular season champion in football, or they do, but you got to go with the championship game. I mean, with your regular season record. So, but yes, to answer your question, yes. If LSU wins their next two games and so does Tennessee, they tie for the championship. LSU's the 1 seed. But I'm going to continue to harp on this, y'all. Auburn, which beat Alabama last night, is very much playing for its tournament life. And I think a win over Tennessee gets them off of the proverbial bubble and solidly in the tournament. And they get that game at home this weekend. And that place is like a hornet's nest. And whenever they start making threes, it can be very tough to win there. And I think there's a good chance Auburn can beat Tennessee on Saturday. Coach? Okay. Oh, is your episode over? Hey, can we restart your food, please? Put your backpack? Come see. Look in your backpack. Oh, what happened here with you being a little burpy? He's not supposed to be able to burp. He's got a fund implication, so he's not supposed to be able to burp. What? Put in your backpack. What'd you say? Did you say you're crazy?
Saturday.
Are you singing the Sesame Street song? Sunny days, chasing the
Card.
clouds away. Okay, hey, let's go put on Coach. Come on, let's put it on for you. You want to watch Coach?
Coach.
Let's go. Lead the way.
Wait.
Well, it's on. Oh, it's on. It's on. He was just telling me that Coach was on. It's the episode of Sesame Street. When Alan is Elmo's coach, he has to coach him to calm down and think so Elmo can win the bicycle horn. Hey, your episode is on. Coach is on. Coach is on, bud. Coach. And then Pau Gasol teaches Abby how to dribble a basketball. He's her basketball coach. Hey. What is going on here? Let's see. Brady Beacom, good morning. Trivia Carter, good morning. Headed to Thibodeau from Pensacola right now. How about a trivia? Safe drive, man. Safe travels. Thanks for checking in. Watch out for Dwayne. He's a rascal. At trivia, if you see Dwayne, let me know, man. Give me my money. At trivia, the bounty hunter. I love it. Joe Juba, what's up, man? Get that man a theme song. Bubba Abear, Kerry Tomplay, good morning. Craig Savoy, good morning. Lenny Moss, happy birthday, Shaq. How about that? Shaq's birthday today, huh? Oh, boy. Kip Kippers, good morning. Cole Peters, obviously pulling for Auburn to beat Tennessee this weekend, just in case Tennessee wins. Hi. What? What? Your hands are cold. Your hands are cold. Gotta warm them up. You want me to sit on your hand? Put them on my butt? Huh?
W.
Warm up those hands. Do you want me to hold you? Let me hold you? Nope. Yeah, I'm a big boy. I'm not gonna hold me anymore. Sometimes, though. Sometimes. Let's see. Joe Juba, are we beating Florida tonight? Have we discussed this already? Oh, morning, Matt and Drew. Joe, I know your nerves are they're going to be shot. I do think LSU wins tonight. Calica! Games to pick 'em. Tough spot to go on the road. Desperate Florida team. I just really trust Will Wade and his staff, which got outcoached the first go-round. You know how many lobs Florida scored on those baseline out-of-bounds plays? That rolling action lob. How many times do they get lob dunks on baseline out-of-bounds plays? You know, it's just, I think that eats at Will Wade. I think his personality won't let him get punked twice. I think that LSU comes really ready to play in this game and knowing what they have to play for. 2 more wins, you win the conference. I do think LSU will win tonight. I do. Let's see. Is LSU basketball good? Was it? Brady, is LSU basketball good enough to win a national championship? Of course. So look, and here's that conversation. And by the way, if you would hit the share button for those who've just joined us, shares are tremendously helpful. Likes, comments, shares, all that helps. The little blue thumbs, the red hearts, all that stuff, it's all very beneficial whenever you feel so inclined. So, the 2 best teams that LSU has played so far this year are Tennessee and Kentucky. Both are considered by many to be in competition for a 1 seed. You beat both of them. You went to Rupp Arena and won, and you beat Tennessee in your building. So, physically, LSU has proven that they can run with the best teams in college basketball. Athletically, physically, LSU can compete with the best teams in the country. So, because they've done it already. I think there are some sincere challenges. I think what Virginia does defensively would give LSU a lot of problems for the same reason that defensively Florida caused a lot of issues for LSU. Virginia's going to control tempo. They're going to slow the game, make it a half-court game, and that's not really what LSU does. LSU wants to run. They want to score in transition. They want to get offensive rebounds and putbacks. They want to steal the ball. And Virginia is fantastic at controlling the tempo of a game. If Zion is back for Duke, that changes their whole dynamic, and they are as talented a team as there is in all college basketball. That said, I'd love to see Zion, bang down low with Cavell and with Nas and kind of see how that goes. But they got more than just Eli. Okay. So, anyway, Brady, it's a good question, and the answer is yes. Yes, they can. I wouldn't predict that because there's so much randomness in the NCAA tournament. We talk about it so much, but it's true though. We've seen UMBC beat Virginia last year. Lehigh beat Duke when they had Lillard. Upsets happen in the tournament, so you have to play consistently over the course of 3 weekends, and hope that you get a favorable draw, and see if it works out that way. But can they? Like if LSU ends up, making a run, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they ended up in a Final Four. They're talented enough to do it. They've beaten Tennessee and Kentucky. Why couldn't they beat anybody else in the top 20? Let's see. Todd Dupuy. Matt, I heard Sankey on Hester's show. Do you think he's pushing for the AD job at Bama so he can be an empty suit like he is as SEC commissioner? I don't think so, Todd. You fooled me there, man. I thought you were actually going to ask me a legitimate question. Hey, Jerry Spurgeon, good morning. Shelby, ready for the receiver talk tomorrow. Shelby, actually, we'll do a little, on AFR today, we will do a little spring preview today on AFR because tomorrow during the show, they will be practicing. So we will resume practice reports tomorrow on AFR. So you will get some receiver talk today on AFR. Still mind-boggling to me that we can legitimately have national title conversations about LSU basketball. Wade has done an amazing job. He has. There's no question. Hi. Greg Lorman, completely agree about Duke with or without Zion. Duke was 27-point favorite last night against Wake and won by 1 point with seconds left. Basketball is a weird sport. I saw that last night too. A little bit of a controversial ending too. Anyway, all right, we are at the end of the comments. That's going to do it for us. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Thanks so much to Brock for sponsoring Morning Scone. Awesome people and a great company. Not just talking about them. I'm a patient over there. Have been many times. Shouldn't say many times, but enough times to where we consistently go over there. Thank God it's not many times. That's not exactly the thing you want to be going to regularly. But if you've got aches and pains, bumps and bruises, injuries, Brock can help you out. 5 locations. Remember the Livingston location. If you're out in Livingston, you take the Walker exit, go right. If I-12, go right. Half mile on the right, and then of course the Bluebonnet location is their primary location inside of the Surgical Specialty Center. So when you walk in to Surgical Specialty, you walk in the door, you are looking straight ahead at Brock. First floor, just straight ahead. You're looking at the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. So y'all check them out. Okay. Shelby, I wasn't prepared for this good news today. About receivers. Yes, we will be talking. We'll be talking about I will do a full spring preview. So in part, we will break down. We'll talk about receivers out of obligation. So okay, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please hit the share button. Again, that's a tremendous help. And we will see y'all for Locked on LSU podcast later today, AFR later today, and Morning Scone again tomorrow. Please hit the share button. See y'all later.